welcome to the review where you can actually see my face. These couple of videos that I'm gonna be putting out are gonna be short reviews of movies that I recently watched. I am still hardly at work trying to finish this shit. So before that gets done, I was thinking it might be fun to just do some quick reviews, you know? So I just watched Annihilation and it was great. I felt good about myself after watching this movie because this is definitely a smart movie and I actually get it. I resurrected my Netflix account from the depths of hell just to watch this movie. I was very excited to watch this movie mostly because it is directed by Alex Garland. He's the guy who did Ex Machina. I genuinely think that he is one of the most compelling and competent sci-fi director working today, besides Denis Villeneuve. So this movie is adapted from a book by the same name, written by James Vandermeer. So my uncultured ass didn't read this book, but I watched Ex Machina and I really liked it. So when I found out that Alex Garland is making a new movie, I was like, I got to watch that. It must be really trippy. Oh yeah, like Ex Machina, this movie also have Oscar Isaac in it, but he did zero sexy dance in this movie, so minus point.
Can you describe its form?
No.
Start from the beginning.
So Annihilation tells the story of Lena, who is played by Natalie Portman, a biologist and a former soldier, who joins a mission to uncover what happens to her husband in the Shimmer, a sinister and mysterious phenomenon that is expanding across the American coastline.
Your husband's here. He's extremely ill.
You have to tell me where he was, what he was doing.
It was his decision to go in. It's something they termed the Shimmer. We've sent in drones and teams of people, but nothing comes back.
But something has.
So basically, one day a meteor fell on Earth and then it started wrapping the area surrounding it with this like giant rainbow condom. And supposedly everything inside it since then became screwed up. So the government, I guess, sent an all-female teams consisting of mostly scientists to enter the Shimmer to find out what's up with this thing. Do you know that movie, Evolution?
Did you do that? Harry, what? Ira, there's something in my suit! It's impossible, it is sealed! The fly!
Yeah, it's like that. The same thing. Except that there's no David Duchovny in this movie and the production value is just like beyond Oscar quality. While I was watching this movie, at first I was like, Then I was like, ooh, Then I was like, ugh. And for the longest time it was between what and what the f. It definitely reminds me a lot of Denis Villeneuve Arrival, and the tone of the movie is quite similar. This movie is so gorgeous at times. There are a lot of dreamlike yet disturbing visual in this movie. Like a lot of things and creature inside the Shimmer, I would totally put that in like a modern museum, you know? They legit look better than most modern art these days. I have a lot of moments when I was looking at something and I was like, should I be like impressed? Should I be grossed out? Should I be turned on? It made me feel tingles in places that I shouldn't feel tingles at. There's this really great scene at around 38 minutes mark that includes a really cute house and whatever this fucked up creature is. Without spoiling the story, because I really want you to watch this movie, this thing is supposed to be a bear, I guess? And as if this thing is not terrifying enough to look at, the most fucked up thing about this thing is that its growl mimics human scream. So it mimics the scream and the pain and the agony of the last person that it attacked. What? This is the kind of nightmare that when you wake up from it, you shit your pants. No, no. Oh my god, it was great. I love the bear. So the cast of this movie is quite star-studded. Our main protagonist is of course Natalie Portman. The leader of the expedition team is Jennifer Jason Leigh, who I'm completely in love with. The rest of the team are Tessa Thompson, Gina Rodriguez, and Tuva Novotny. I am confused. Natalie Portman and Jennifer Jason Leigh's performance in this movie is so weird. Especially Jennifer Jason Leigh. Right from the first scene that she was in, I was like,
He's extremely ill.
But nothing comes back. But nothing comes back. But nothing comes back.
Jen, you drunk? She sounds so sleepy all the time. As for Natalie Portman, I don't know, man. I think it's just a pet peeve of mine. Every time a movie has Natalie Portman in it, it's just a turn off for me. And it's not because she's in the Star Wars prequel, you know. Well, maybe that's a part of it, but since Brother, I kind of decided that Natalie Portman is what you would call a rice cracker actor. Because watching him is like eating a rice cracker, you know. It's like, what is this? Am I even eating something? No matter what role she's playing, she's Natalie Portman. And Natalie Portman also sounds like she's been taking too much Xanax. The ending of this movie is to die for. Mwah! This is why I came here for. The last 20 minutes of this movie barely has any dialogue in it, but yet I can't take my eyes off the screen. It was just so engaging, it was visually bewitching, not to mention that it's fucking crazy. It was just so weird, which I die for. I live for that. It actually reminded me of Under the Skin. Is that movie with Scarlett Johansson where she's an alien and she just walks around seducing men and eating them? The similarity is that instead of getting a conclusive ending, things just get more and more bizarre by the second. And you left the movie feeling like, what the hell did I just watch? I personally love that kind of ending. I know it might be unsatisfying for a lot of people. I personally love it because it's very ambiguous, so it leaves a lot of room for interpretation. And it's basically like a good drunk talk material. So even when you're wasted, you can sound like very cerebral and smart. I have watched this movie several times since the first time I watched it. And it's the kind of movie that you want to watch more than one time. Not because you need it to. For me, I can't help it because this is the kind of movie that every time you watch it again, you pick up something different. That, for me, is the best kind of movie. Imho. While I was watching this movie, I kept thinking to myself that I am so glad that I'm watching this movie instead of Ready Player One. Not saying that that movie is not a good movie, but Annihilation definitely doesn't fit the Hollywood mold, and it's just so refreshing to watch. And it's such a shame that it doesn't play on theater, isn't it? It's only on Netflix, like, the fuck? But whatever, just sign up for Netflix, man, just to watch this movie, and maybe binge watch some Black Mirror, you know? Have you ever watched Black Mirror legally? Do you know how that feels? It feels good. Sign up for a trial, a month, it's free, and watch this movie. Because it's a good movie. I am totally encouraging you to watch this movie. It's a really good movie, and I'm giving Annihilation an 8 out of 10. See you on the next one. Bye.